Hey, it's your friend Cristiano, and welcome to the Queer Quest podcast. Hello, all you fabulous souls. Have you ever felt like you were almost represented? Like you saw two characters looking eyes and thought, they're queer, but no one ever said it out loud. Yeah, that's not just storytelling, that is queer baiting. And in 2025, it's not just prospering, it's political. So welcome back to the Queer Quest podcast. I am your host, Cristiano Green, and today we're diving deep into one of the most insidious trends in media, the illusion of inclusion. Today, we're talking about queer baiting, what it is, why it hurts, and how we can demand more than crumbs. Because we deserve real stories, real voices, real visibility. So, if you get some value out today, which I trust that you will, I'd love for you to help us on the podcast. So, like, comment, subscribe, review, do whatever you can do on the platform that you're on so that someone else in the queer community can see this episode and get the value that you have from today. That would be amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's define queer baiting clearly. Queer baiting is when creators tease or they hint at LGBTQ plus relationships or characters without actually confirming them. They just use us to attract queer audiences and then they profit off of our engagement. Now, we've seen this in things like Riverdale and Sherlock and Supernatural, Star Wars, even in so many music videos where queerness is used like glitter, shiny and marketable, but wiped away by the next release. The problem is it treats queerness like a marketing gimmick, not as something human, not as something sacred, not as something real. Now, if you've been living under a rock, then you're probably not clear on things like OnlyFans. And the world of OnlyFans, which for those of you who aren't clear on it, it is basically porn. There is the industry is built off of queerbaiting because the people who are paying for porn is men majority of the time. So straight men are becoming queer creators of content and doing queer content things and baiting us with their queer content on social media so you go and subscribe and pay for their OnlyFans. So they're utilizing and using the queer baiting to get new audiences and for you to end up giving them money. Straight people are taking advantage of the queer community in those ways. Now, I know that there are many you out there that really just say, hey, whatever, he's hot, I don't care. If he's sexy and I see him having sex and I get my views on and I get my fantasy fulfilled, then boom. And if I can talk to him and he can give me a private section and I pay all this extra money and I feel satisfied, then who cares? Well, this episode's probably not for you because this is all about us really taking a deeper dive into queer baiting. Maybe this episode is for you so that you have the awareness to understand on a deeper level that the problem is that it treats queerness like a marketing gimmick. Do you as a queer person want to be manipulated into certain things? Because there are going to be some of those people out there that you're aware that they are queer-baiting you and you want to give them your money. That's your choice. But then there are so many out there who are pretending and living a double life and doing it again and taking your money. At the end of the day, it's more about understanding and having the choice rather than living in denial, living in pretend world. Because if we are trying to progress the queer community to move forward, then we also need to look at it and see how are we becoming part of the problem. Are we funding people who are continuing this kind of thing, which is allowing it to be portrayed in movies and in TV and in the music industry and across the world? People are happy to take our money from people in the queer community, but are they really supporters of the queer community and progressing us and allowing us to have equal rights? So here is the big thing. This isn't just annoying or frustrating. it's actually deeply damaging as well. As queer people, especially queer youth, we search for mirrors outside of ourselves. We search for representation. We search for people who can be a guiding light for us. So we often look to media to tell us that we're not alone. And when we're tricked into believing that we found that only to be let down, it reinforces the idea that our stories are too much or too risky to actually fully tell, right? We're not the ones that are the stars, but we're being queerbaited into watching the show or to buying the music, to buying this product, whatever it is, when it's actually not being created by us for us, and it's used in other ways, just to, like I said, for us to give our hard-earned money to. Now, I approached so many queer folks who've said, I thought maybe we were making progress, but it feels like a tease, and it can trigger all wounds of invisibility and rejection. Now, this is psychological manipulation for profit, and it's really time that we name it. We call it what it is. We go and we notice that these people who are online, the creators of the content on social media, who are literally using their bodies, their attractiveness, in order to bait you into giving you then your money. Now, again, if you choose to do that, that's your choice. But figure out, why are you doing that for? Are you just focused solely on your getting your rocks off? Is that all that's important to you in life as a queer person, as someone who's part of the LGBTQIA plus community? Do you only care about sex and getting your rocks off? Because I believe that something deeper within you is actually aware that, like, some of this stuff is really, really harmful. It's damaging, and it's not a good portrayal, especially for people who are the younger youth, where we're getting tricked into things, where creators are targeting specifically younger youth people who can watch these things and are more impressionable. You can choose to give your money away as a queer adult and being through the barrels of life. But when it comes down to it, when looking to improve and progress, we need to be thinking of the next generation. The generations before us have helped us progress. We need to be the ones that help the next levels progress, so that we leave the world a better and queerer place than it was, we found it ourselves. That's really what I'm saying. So, hey love, while I've got you, I want to gift you with something powerful. Something I wish I had when I was cracked open and crawling through the mess of heartbreak, shame, and that deep ache of, why am I like this? If you've ever felt like healing is this confusing, invisible maze where you're just surviving one emotional breakdown after another. If you've been wondering, is something wrong with me? I want you to know, you're not lost. You're not broken. You're becoming. Most queer people were never given a roadmap for healing. We were taught to hide, to perform, and to shrink. We've been gaslit by religion, erased by culture, and taught to just get over it. But healing isn't a straight line, especially when you're queer. It's not just about feeling better. It's about coming home to your queer, radiant, whole-hour self. That's why I created the Journey to Queer Healing, a free guide that maps out the 18 emotional stages of queer healing. It's not just theory, it's your soul's survival map. You'll see where you are, what's next, and what's possible on the other side of the pain. This guide has helped hundreds of queer people realize it's not just me. I'm not behind. I finally understand what I'm going through. Download the guide today. Let it remind you, your healing isn't random. It's divine. Download it now via the link in the show notes. Or you can comment guide on this video or on any of my socials, and I'll send it directly to you. And when you're ready to go deeper, join us for the Queer Comeback webinar. Let's make your healing sacred and make your comeback legendary.
I'll see you on the journey.
Day. So we don't want to be using and understanding and being a part of this psychological manipulation all for profit. And it's really time that we call it out. We call these creators out and we stop offering them our hard-earned cash, knowingly that they're trying to take advantage of us and get our money. Like, is that really what you want to be doing? I just trying to pull you out a little bit, just so that you understand that, like, it is a deeper thing than just, oh, okay, this guy is hot and he's doing some sort of fake porn shoots with other men in order to make money off of us. Like, that's one level of it. But think about all the shows and all the movies and all the musical industry stuff, and he's really doing it as well. It's like it's everywhere. And again, we'll look at it from the this Pride Month, right? How many companies take advantage of us this month where they come and they pretend that they're an ally, they support us, they change their logos to be rainbow flagged and all of that stuff. When again, it's all about them trying to sell their products and saying that we're inclusive, when in fact that, like, some of the companies who are saying these things and are doing this marketing campaign, when you look up at the people who are higher up, they're supporting campaigns that are literally fighting against the rights that we have as queer people. And so it's important that we do some research into the companies that we are truly supporting, especially if we're saying that they are really supporting the queer community, when, and in fact, so many of them are not really doing much. And again, Pride Month is 1 month of the year. They focus on it then, and then they throw us to the walls to the other 11 months of the year. What does that say to you? It says they're not really truly supporting us. They are using us as a marketing tool, and it's psychological manipulation for profit. That's something we really, really, really need to work on, figuring out how we can stop people using us and abusing us in ways that are just not right. So, representation versus exploitation. What does that really mean? Let's get nuanced here. Not every slow burn or queer coded character is queerbaiting. Sometimes storytelling takes time. But here is the litmus test that you can use to figure out really if this is something that is real or it's queerbaiting. So, question one, to ask yourself when we're watching something or viewing something, is the queerness ever named? Are they naming anything that's associated to LGBTQA+? Is it talked about, discussed at all? Is the character given full humanity? Meaning, is this person a realistic character that they're trying to portray in a day-to-day life? Are they really trying to make it humane and lifelike towards people who are really queer? Or are they stereotyping the general gay, queer, kind of characters that we've all known and seen in so many different shows? And finally, is it created by or in collaboration with actual queer people? Now, I understand the world of acting, and not every actor needs, if he's playing with a queer character, gay character, transgender character, all of them need to be queer. I understand that they will understand it better, but I understand the world of acting is that you step into a character and you play a role. So I'm not here to say that, non-queer people can't play queer roles. But what I'm saying is it should be a level of, like, who is the best fit for it, not is this a popular actor and let's throw them in a queer movie and hope for the best, because they are going to bring in the audiences. As long, part of me says that's okay when it's bringing light to stories that need to be told and we're represented clearly. That's a great thing. And that would be better than if it was with some random person and just wouldn't get the eyes on it. I understand those things, and I think that's important. But as long as they, like I said, is created by or in collaboration with actual queer people telling queer stories, that's the most important thing for us to understand, because representation is when a story sees us, it tells us, and it tells the truth of our experiences. And exploitation is when it uses our identities to sell tickets, but actually silences our voice when it really, really counts. I'm going to say that again. Exploitation is when it uses our identities to sell those tickets, but silences our voice when it really, really counts as well. again, we know, and we've already touched on this before, but children are all around, and suddenly there's rainbows everywhere. But behind the scenes, what's happening? Many of these brands, they donate to anti-LGBTQ plus politicians. I've mentioned that before. Or they ignore queer issues entirely once it goes into the 1st of July. That's what we call rainbow capitalism. And it's the Pride Month cycle. And it's when queerness is used to look progressive, but there's no real commitment to change. Now, we deserve better than pink-washed billboards. We deserve policies, protections, and platforms for our stories. Not just pride-themed merch from these companies. Like I said, you go into Walmarts or the Targets or, other company or, other big things around the world. And during Pride Month, they've got a whole little section of things. And, they're trying to sell some products and make some money. But like I said, that's only there available during that 1 month. And the rest of the time, they do whatever they do with it. It's not important to them. It's about, again, marketing and selling. And that's when you know the difference is that, are these companies supporting you year round? Do they have similar values to what you're doing? And I ask something to, I don't get a crap, like I'm buying some makeup, or it's my bank, or it's, it's a big corporation and I need to buy things anyway. And they sell the thing cheapest. Again, it's just about understanding what are your ethics? What are your values? How do you see supporting the queer community? And also, are you aware that some of the things and the companies that you are supporting are actually supporting, like I said, anti-queer politicians, anti-LGBTQ plus bills? They're pushing for things to move forward and supporting those things and donating to those causes, which are, again, against us. So it's about opening your eyes, being aware, and having the conversations with other people in the queer community, or even your own community outside of the queer community. Say, hey, look, do you know that this company here doesn't support queer people? And see if those people actually care or care to not support those brands anymore. You'll find out who is really a supporter and an ally when you give them an awareness of something and they show you by their actions what they're doing to support them. Do they continue to shop in those places? Do they support those brands? Do you continue to do that knowingly that, knowing deep down that some of these companies, like I said, are trying to fight for the opposite of what you are looking for, equality, and trying to take your rights away? What are we what are we doing? And what do we actually deserve instead? Hey babe, quick moment before we dive back in. I have a question for your soul. Have you ever felt like you lost yourself somewhere along the way? Maybe it was the breakup that shattered you, or the years spent hiding, bending, blending just to feel safe. Or maybe it's the quiet ache that whispers there has to be more to this life than just surviving. Well, I want to invite you to something that's not just a webinar. It's a comeback, a queer one, a sacred, fabulous, F the rules kind of comeback. It's called the Queer Comeback Webinar. And inside, I'm sharing the 3 secrets every queer soul needs to know to come home to themselves, unapologetically, spiritually, powerfully. This isn't about fixing you, because you're not broken. This is about remembering who the F you are. If you're tired of dimming your light, people pleasing, or playing small just because of society's judgment, come. This is your moment. Not someday, not when, you're more ready. Now. Tap the link in the show notes, or just comment "come back" and I'll send you the link. Reserve your free spot now. And if you're multitasking right now, pause this video for just 1 second and do this for you. Your comeback isn't deserved, it's overdue. I'll see you there, my love. The good news, we are building something better, and it's moving forward and progressing, and representation is starting to happen more and more as we go on in this life. Shows like Heartstopper, Pose, Sex Education, and there's so many indie queer films around, are finally showing us joy. They're finally showing nuance and grief and celebration when we're represented more clearly because the stories are being created by us, for us, and for other people to see what it's like in our like living in our shoes and in a day-to-day basis and growing up and having stories that are so relatable being told. We creators on TikTok and YouTube and even on the platform QueerQuest are breaking the binary of what queer stories have to be. What do we want? We want messy queers. We want joyful queers. We want trans elders. We want disabled queers. We want queers of color as main characters as well. We don't want more vague glances. We want to be fully seen, fully expressed, fully understood, and fully shown to the rest of the world, right? Our stories, and like I said, not just the one type. We want like all types from all generations and all people around the world, and we want to see things that are inherently untold. We want to look at things that are important and not just have one kind of representation for the majority or the majority of people that they think this is going to work towards. I want to see, like I said, representation across all of the LGBTQIA plus community, all of the acronyms, all of the different genders, all of the different sexualities, all of the different relationship types, and also calculating that with all of the different cultural things and people of different backgrounds across the world. I think it would be important to see queer, queer people, queer people of color and queer disabled people and trans elders and all of those things that we've mentioned before. Just keep going. Like, comment below. Like, what would you like to see? What would you like to see represented? I would love to see in the comments more different than just the normal, usual things. What kind of story should we be telling? So if you've ever felt that sting of being used but never centered, you're not alone. Let's say it together. No more crumbs, no more teasing. We want the whole damn life, the whole damn thing. Join the movement. Whether it's sharing this episode with someone who you know is going to get it or needs to get it. Whether it's calling out queer baiting online when you see it happening and you see those queer like baiting creators out there, you just call it out in their comments or whatever you want to do. Or building real queer spaces like we do at QueerQuest, and QueerQuest Pro, where we tell our own stories and take up space unapologetically. And it's conversation lit a fire in you. Tag us, leave us a review, comment, share, whatever you can do, and invite someone queer to listen in. Maybe even invite someone who's not queer to listen into this conversation specifically, because your voice isn't just part of the change. Your voice is the change. And together, we're coming for our full damn narrative. Now, if you want to go deeper, I've got some resources below. I've got a free guide as a healing guide for all queer people called The Journey to Queer Healing. And it's talking about the 18 different stages that every queer person goes on along their queer journey of healing. So if you go check out where you are, comment below where you're at on that journey. Or if you want to go deeper and you want to learn some more from me, I run a regular free webinar called The Queer Comeback. And it's literally about helping queer people to get to that next level on their journey of healing. And you go to the very end, because you deserve to heal fully and grow completely and transform into the version of yourself that is the most authentic. And if you need some support, come check out my free webinar as well. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I would love to hear from you, as I always love to hear from you all. You can reach out to me in the comments below, or contact me wherever you follow me on social media, because I love hearing from you and I always get back to everyone who responds. Anyway, I'll be back with another episode very, very soon. Until then, always remember that you've got this and I've got you. Hey love, before you go, I need to tell you something important. You weren't meant to do this healing journey alone. You weren't meant to figure out your queer identity, your purpose, your healing, your worth in silence. So if you've been listening and thinking, I'm ready, I want to transform, I want to live fully, I just don't know how,
This is your sign. This is your queer comeback. Welcome to QueerQuest Pro, a revolutionary 12-month journey of queer healing, growth, and transformation in every area of your life. From your mental and emotional health to your spiritual connection, purpose, finances, identity, relationships. This is your full circle evolution. We guide you month by month through the queer wellness wheel of life with workshops, live coaching, quests, rituals, and a global community of queer souls rising together. It's the place for woke queer humans who are ready to rise unapologetically. Because healing is hard, but healing in community, that's sacred. And baby, you deserve sacred. Are you ready to live a life that actually feels like yours? Click the link in the show notes to join us now. Doors are open. We're waiting for you inside. This is your comeback. Don't miss it.